I did say I was going to react to this, and I keep to my word. Yes, welcome. Today we are going to be looking at what would dying on every planet be like. Yes, we're going to be investigating this because I think probably in the next video I'm going to return to a game that involves space, universe sandbox, and let's see what's new. Scooby-Doo. Yeah. If you may remember Universe Sandbox, it's a game about space, but not just about space. It's a game about understanding the world behind space and all its antithesis and its extremities. But yeah, this video will be quite interesting, so I'll be interested to see it. This is made by What If, and apparently it is quite educational to people who want to learn about space, and I am a fanatic when it comes to space, so yeah, that kind of works for me. So here is a video in question, because I always wondered myself what dying on another planet, or what type of experiences you may differ from different planets. So let's have a look at this. Oh shit! Death count 1.
If you landed on Venus, this hot planet would crush you like a plastic bottle. It would be painful, but don't worry, it would only last 5 seconds. The longest 5 seconds of your life. And just wait till you see what happens on Mars. It's unsettling.
Oh my... no. Oh.
Venus has an extremely dense atmosphere, and with that dense atmosphere comes crushing pressure. Literally, it would crush you. The Venusian atmospheric pressure is 92 times higher than the pressure you experience on Earth. It would only take a millisecond before it started crumpling your spacesuit.
Oh, shit.
After 1 second, your suit's integrity would be compromised. You'd be trapped in the imploding spacesuit with no way out.
God.
And that's when your body would begin to collapse. In the next 2 seconds, your skin and muscles would compress, your blood vessels would pop, your organs would fail. Finally, you'd lose consciousness, and just like that, you'd be gone.
Oh shit.
Venus looks like a beautiful place, but it's
deadly. It is.
Being crushed by extreme pressure is just one of the many ways you die here. Remember the dense Venusian atmosphere? Well, not only does it create crushing pressure, but it also generates the greenhouse effect.
Yeah, good point, the greenhouse effect.
Yeah, Venus is hot, instantly boiling.
I don't know what the greenhouse effect, basically carbon emissions are entering the upper atmosphere and creating this barrier around the planet, which of course increases the heat of the planet, and that's called global warming, obviously.
Inside's kind of hot. Even if you could somehow withstand all that bone-crushing pressure, the heat would get you.
Oh yeah, this feels hot, like
yeah,
toasty.
Global,
like bread being toasted.
Yeah, the greenhouse effect would be like astronomically warm. The carbon emissions on Venus would be impeccable. you would not survive an inch because it would be too near the sun.
Internal temperature rising.
The surface temperature on Venus reaches 465 degrees Celsius. That's almost as hot as the lava coming out of Earth's volcanoes. You'd be feeling the effect of this intense heat within seconds.
Indeed.
After 1 minute, your internal temperature would start rising.
You would not survive extreme heat. No one can survive extreme heat.
And rising.
At this point, you'd experience nausea, fatigue, and extreme
Same with mercury.
sweating.
Same
Your
with mercury. It
internal organs
is.
would start to overheat.
It's getting dark. It's getting dark.
After 10 minutes, you'd lose consciousness.
Oh, shit.
Now, you just have minutes left before suffering brain damage and complete cardiac arrest.
Fuck.
On this planet, heat stroke is no joke. Nothing
It
is
is
a joke here,
beyond
really.
a
The
joke.
Venusian air is unbreathable.
Yeah.
It's made up
There's
of
no way you'd be
96.5%
able
carbon dioxide
to breathe
and
it.
3.5% nitrogen.
You would have to have a
Which
very,
means
very
taking just one
strong
breath of this atmosphere would suffocate you.
space helmet.
And if that's not enough, Venus's sulfuric rain would corrode your spacesuit and burn your skin. As far as the survival situation on Venus goes, it's a 1 out of 10. Would not
Yep,
recommend.
I would not recommend going there either.
Now this is Mercury.
The closest planet to the sun, like, I haven't just suffered a massive heat incineration already? Come on, what if guy?
Oh. No.
Well, Mercury has a little secret. It's actually extremely freezing.
Oh.
At least on the night side.
Surface temperature.
But on the day side, it would be a scorching
Of
hell.
course, I knew that. Everybody knows that. And here, I'll let you in on a little secret. What If Explorers Club on Patreon is on a roll. That's right, get access to
Damn.
early episodes, and you can see me die. A lot. I died.
Here's the thing about Mercury. Unlike its planetary neighbor Venus, it doesn't have an atmosphere. And without an atmosphere, there's nothing to trap the sun's heat and keep it close to the planet during the long Mercurian nights. Even though Mercury is just 58 million kilometers from the
58?
sun,
Jesus,
as soon as night
that's
hits,
so...
it cools down rapidly.
That's so much. 58 million.
When you
Holy
first
moly.
land, you'll be okay. You could walk around and explore the planet.
Rico, there's like a little numbness in my fingers. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's literally, yeah, it may seem like more than just like a walk down to a chemist, but that's just peanuts to like traveling to Mercury.
This in the extremities indicates the early stages of
Oh shit.
Nah, I'm okay.
You might
It's
need
like
to
minus
get back in the
180.
spaceship.
Of course, it's a little chilly. What a shocker.
Hypothermia would take a little time to kick in. It starts with a tingling feeling in
Yeah.
your fingers, then suddenly you begin to shiver.
Yeah, I don't feel any shivers.
Yeah. Plus, this planet has no atmosphere.
Okay. Maybe I feel a few shivers, but it's not that bad.
Warning. Your body temperature has dropped to 35 degrees Celsius.
Can't feel my fingers.
After 10 minutes in this extreme cold, you'd barely be able
Yeah.
to move.
Indeed. Hypothermia would basically
2 degrees Celsius.
make you
Return to the spaceship immediately.
eternally
Your
frozen.
muscles would feel stiff. You'd feel confused and cold.
There was at least 102 Dalmatians.
You'd feel extremely disoriented.
And you think surviving in the ocean would be a problem?
Yet,
Warning. Core body temperature now 28 degrees Celsius.
even now, you'd still be alive. You could barely function, but you're alive. It would take about 60 minutes for Mercury's dark side to kill you. Slow, cold, and painful. But hey, at least you'd get to see some of Mercury's views before you collapsed from the extreme cold.
Damn. Oh god. Yeah.
I'd give Mercury's night side a 3
Yeah, 3 out of 10, definitely.
But Mercury has a day side too. And it's burning hot.
Yeah, because it's close to the
The
sun.
temperature here hits 427
Yeah,
degrees
because
Celsius.
it's close to the
Just
sun.
slightly cooler than the temperature on Venus. And it's not the intense heat that would kill you. It's extreme radiation
Yeah,
too.
exactly. The planet is filled
You'd
with
feel all of it the
radiation.
moment you stepped out of your
Skin
spaceship.
cancer,
Body would start
all that
overheating.
kind of stuff.
If you didn't have the protection of your spacesuit, your skin would immediately get radiation burns.
My hands! My hands are burning! Ah!
It wouldn't be pretty. All that radiation would quickly damage your DNA. It takes 1/1000th of a second to kick off that process. Within the next hour, your cells would mutate and die. So make sure to wear a spacesuit, no matter how hot it feels.
Radiation
Danger.
poisoning.
Core body temperature increased to 39 degrees Celsius.
After
Yeah.
5 minutes of these burning conditions, you'd begin to feel the effects of hyperthermia. If your suit's cooling system were to fail, you'd experience the amount of heat
Hyperthermia,
you've never
yeah.
felt in your life.
Not
My
hypo.
hands! My hands! Oh, it's like they're on fire! Oh, it's exactly like they're on fire! Ah.
This sudden overheating would make you nauseous.
It's like the opposite of hypothermia.
After 10
Hyperthermia.
minutes, you'd be like a piece
like-
of toast.
Extreme heat.
Your body temperature would hit 42 degrees Celsius. And if you've ever had a fever like that, you'd know at this point, you'd be in delirium.
Shit. Serious heart palpitations, all that stuff.
I swear, there were 103 Dalmatians. Everywhere! Dalmatians everywhere!
Exactly like that.
Rico, are you a Dalmatian?
Your muscles would become weak and your organs
Yeah.
would start to shut down. Now you'd be unconscious, in the middle of having heat stroke and being blasted by radiation.
Nasty way to go.
You wouldn't have long.
Extremely nasty way to go.
Hot side of Mercury rates a 2 out of 10.
2 out of
for
10,
me.
yeah, definitely.
Alright, let's look at Mars. The red planet sounds a lot more promising.
Yeah, I heard a lot of
Where else in
people
the solar system would you want to
have
establish a human
attempted
base?
to go to Mars, but it hasn't
not
worked
so fast.
well.
Mars sits just outside the sun's
Yeah.
habitable zone. It doesn't have water
It's like
or a magnetosphere.
immediately
Its
right
atmosphere
close
is
to the Earth.
incredibly thin. It's not a place you could settle into comfortably.
What do you mean? Ours is great.
That is, until you try to breathe on it. On Mars, the air is mostly made up of carbon dioxide. You'd have to keep your
Yeah,
spacesuit
carbon,
on at
carbon.
all times, because if you don't,
Dangerous.
you die.
Spacesuit breach detected.
It only takes a minor suit malfunction for Mars to kill you. The first few seconds of inhaling the air on Mars would feel confusing.
What's confusing about this? I'm dying!
Oh, Grace. Another ad. That's better.
You'd be gasping for oxygen and starting to breathe more rapidly. At the same time, your breached spacesuit would start to decompress, and that would be truly awful. The atmospheric pressure on Mars is only 0.6% of what you have on Earth. As soon as your spacesuit gave in, all the pressure inside it, the pressure keeping you alive, would
Yeah.
escape.
Warning. Danger of
Yeah,
embolism.
the air would
Warning.
escape.
Embolism is what happens next. As your suit's pressure suddenly dropped, your body would experience painful, blood-boiling conditions. You see, your blood and other bodily fluids have gases inside them. Exposed to the low-pressure environment on Mars, these gases would boil.
Oh, God.
Your skin would swell and puff up. After about 7 minutes...
Like in Total Recall.
This is going to be pretty graphic. Somebody put a warning
Yeah,
on the
like
screen.
Total Recall.
Mars would give you hope, and then gruesomely kill
Yeah,
you for the first chance
exactly.
you got. I'd seriously reconsider coming here, because even if you made absolutely sure that your spacesuit was safe and wouldn't suffer a life-ending
Yeah.
breach, Mars will find another way to wipe you off its face. And that other way would be dust storms. Dust storms on Mars are wild. They can cover the entire planet, and they last for weeks or even months.
Kissy crap in here.
It's not that those storms are strong, they're not, but the dust particles are so fine that they get into your spacesuit easily and scratch you from the inside.
Oh man, what? Matt Damon can do this so good. Come on.
These fine particles would clog your air filters and do all kinds of damage to
Yeah.
your equipment. From cutting off your life support systems to knocking out your heat regulation.
Warning. 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 Oxygen system failure.
Well, that's Mars for you. I give it a 6 out of 10 just for the epicness of this whole
Yeah,
death
that's why they
situation.
bring
And
Mars
for having the chance
rovers
to live here. Just
onto
maybe
the
not
Earth
too long.
rather than bringing people onto Mars.
Mars. A 0.
Oh, damn.
There's one more rocky planet lurking on the outskirts of the solar system. Oh, sorry, hold on. My editor is saying it's actually not a planet. It's
Yeah,
a dwarf.
Pluto.
Anyway, Pluto will be the last deadly place to visit on this list, right after the giants.
Oh, yes.
Jupiter is the largest planet in the
It
solar
has
system.
a gigantic gravitational thing. As soon as you arrive,
And as a gas
you get
giant,
squashed
it has a
in an
number of ways to
instant.
kill you. Being
And if
twice
not,
as massive
a raging
as all the other
storm would
planets in the solar
destroy you.
system combined, Jupiter has astronomical pressure. This planet is basically a gigantic ball of hydrogen and helium. It doesn't have a solid surface you could step
Yeah.
on. You'd fall all the way through
It'd be
its
like a
atmosphere.
Coke can.
Although it wouldn't be that long of a fall for you.
Yeah, it'd be like a Coke can. As soon as you arrive, like, crushed. Crushed.
Yes, suffocating.
Instantly.
Extreme pressure. What else is new?
Lightning. Yeah, that's right. Jupiter is home to some of the most violent lightning storms around.
Okay, well that's great, but
Yeah,
I don't
gravity.
see it here.
Well, of course not. In the upper atmosphere, the weather is not as dramatic. The atmospheric pressure here is only 1/10 of the pressure we feel on Earth.
Capsule systems are stable.
Some 50 kilometers below Jupiter's clouds, you'd feel serious turbulence.
Yeah,
Would be strong, reaching up to 360
yeah, the storms are very
kilometers per hour.
strong here, and there's no ground
As these
in
chaotic winds
Jupiter,
violently
but
merge
there's
into the
no
storm clouds, the lightning bolts would
gravity,
strike
but
too close for comfort.
it's just nothing
Atmosphere
but light
around it would be highly
clouds.
charged. And then one of these bolts would strike the capsule head on. This massive lightning would release enough energy to power a city or two. But for your capsule, it would be game over. The electrical systems would fail, the oxygen supply would fail, and the temperature inside the capsule would drop significantly. You'd now be trapped inside a powerless, leaking capsule surrounded by a deadly storm. I give Jupiter a 5 out of 10. Could recommend.
Saturn.
This gas giant may not be as large as Jupiter, but it's definitely the most majestic. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system, and just like Jupiter, it's a gas giant made up of hydrogen and
helium. Indeed, no solid surface.
Deep down in its clouds, the unimaginable.
Your sneakers verified by
eBay adverts.
no extra cost to you.
Pressure of this world turns hydrogen into liquid metal. And intense storms have winds raging at 1,800 kilometers per hour. It's windy, it's hot, it's dangerous. And you might die before you even enter Saturn's atmosphere. What makes Saturn the most marvelous planet in this planetary hood is also what makes it dangerous on approach. Saturn's
rings.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see them all right.
These rings are made up of billions of small chunks of ice and rock, ranging from grains of dust to icy chunks the size of a house. Saturn has had its rings for a few 100 million years, and it'll have them for the next few 100 million years until these icy rocks rain down on the gas giant. The thing is, these rings move extremely fast, like 70,000 kilometers per hour fast.
Horses.
If you're not careful, your ship might just crash into them.
Damn, so it'd be like a typhoon of...
Saturn gets an 8 out of 10. Uranus is a beautiful, stormy, fart-smelling, deadly ice giant. It has the coldest atmosphere of
in this
all the
case,
planets in the solar
Uranus.
system. And it can kill you in
Exactly.
many ways. One way to go on Uranus would be to suffocate in its gases.
Oh, not the fart gases!
Close enough. 2% of the Uranian atmosphere is methane, a gas that's toxic
methane.
to humans. Now, 2% might not sound like a whole lot, but it's concentrated enough to
It's
kill
a bit
you
of a
within
stinky
minutes.
planet.
Maybe Uranian high-speed particles moving at 900 kilometers per hour eroded your suit. Or extreme temperatures of minus 224 degrees Celsius made it brittle and caused it to crack.
So that's what I called it,
Or
Uranus.
hydrogen and methane had a chemical reaction with your suit materials, corroding them. On Uranus, anything could cause a breach, and even the smallest breach would lead to toxic methane exposure. But Uranus has other surprising ways to off you, like turning you into a human-sized diamond. You'd have to survive the trip deeper into Uranus to be turned into a diamond, all the way to some 10,000 kilometers below its cloud tops. That's where the pressure is so intense and the temperature is so high that carbon atoms crystallize into diamonds. About 18% of the human body is carbon, so you'd be about to undergo the most precious change of your lifetime. I'd give Uranus a 10 out of 10. Epic, sparkling, way bit of fun. Great planet to perish on.
Oh, damn.
Now, this is the last ice giant in the solar system, and the most distant planet from the sun, Neptune.
Huh. Neptune, it looks a lot like Uranus.
It's true. Neptune has a similar mass and size as Uranus.
Yeah, it does.
It's even made up of some of the same materials.
Yeah,
like
it is.
Helium, iced ammonia.
So it is called
methane,
Uranus,
and water.
right?
Only Neptune has one thing Uranus
What does it have?
Extreme winds detected.
Neptune has the fastest winds in the
Oh,
entire
damn.
solar system.
Faster than
These
Jupiter?
gusts reach speeds of 2,100
Oh,
kilometers
shit.
per hour. They're not just winds, they're
The
supersonic
typhoons?
Hey, and nobody told me that we were filming a Top Gun sequel
No.
in here, okay?
No wonder Neptune is blue then.
It gets worse, too. Not only are these winds extremely fast, but they're also turbulent. They create
all the
swirling
storms
vortices
turn
that
it
would
blue.
throw your spaceship in different directions. Intense atmospheric pressure, winds, and methane ice would start ripping the ship apart. But that's not all. If you got caught in the Neptunian supersonic vortex, the winds would violently spin the ship, and this centrifugal force would exert some serious
yeah, a lot of
G-forces.
centrifugal force. It would
As Neptune's winds
It would
accelerated your
destroy
ship,
your entire face in
everything
seconds.
inside your body would feel heavy.
Yeah, gravity,
That would be your organs getting compressed
Yeah.
inside your body.
gravity.
Your blood would pool around your legs and cause oxygen deprivation to your brain.
Yeah,
You'd lose consciousness pretty quickly. It would only take about 5 minutes for the ship and your body to lose their structural integrity completely
Exactly.
and disintegrate into the Neptunian atmosphere.
oh damn.
Well, that was pretty violent. I give Neptune a 2 out of 10.
Well, I know you guys like Pluto, so since you asked so nicely, I thought I'd give you a little treat and show you what it's like here.
Pluto isn't exactly a planet. It's a dwarf planet on the outskirts of the solar system.
Exactly.
It's smaller than Earth's moon, but even this tiny rock has ways
Gravity, I presume. Because the gravity's different here.
A little cold in here, you feel that?
Temperature reading, minus 239 degrees Celsius.
to kill it. Pluto is even further away from the sun than Neptune, so it barely gets any of the sun's energy. One small malfunction in your spacesuit insulation, and you'd freeze to death.
Yeah.
You'd feel the frostbite setting in after just 30 seconds. Another 30 seconds later, your bodily fluids would start turning into icicles.
Oh,
and
boy.
You'd get extreme hypothermia as an unpleasant bonus that you
Oh,
didn't ask
damn.
for. After 2 minutes, your body temperature would drop below 30 degrees
Ah,
Celsius,
crud.
which is the exact moment when you'd lose consciousness. After 3 minutes, your body would freeze and your organs would fail. You'd become one with Pluto's frozen landscape. Quick and almost painless. That's a 7 out
Yeah,
of 10 for Pluto.
definitely.
It did hurt.
Well, that's it for this solar system's planets. Where should we send Chase to where should we send Chase to explore next? Maybe we'll ship him all the way to an exoplanet outside our planetary
Possibly.
climate. But that's a story for another.
That was fun.
Support us on Patreon.
Sure.
Help us send Chase to his next adventure.
Yeah, I'll
Space Explorers?
consider it. Anyway, my fellow subjects, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Thank you, Slick Eddie. If you could send me some more of these what if videos, that'd be very nice. These are the types of content I'm interested in. I like space, so see you in the next video and farewell. Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. There will be no resistance. am the god of all Daleks.